Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Raw Zim, currently as Paint the African Wild Dog, and this is Hotel Architect, where we are now moving on to St. Anton. Skiing by day and partying by night. That's the game here in St. Anton. Design and manage your ski hotel in this famous alpine village. Oh, right, I need a title. Or a name, whatever.
The ski hotel? More like the skibidi hotel.
Absolutely not.
How much do I have to pay for you to call it the skibidi hotel?
$50.
Alright, somebody heard it. $50 for the skibidi hotel.
You've got minutes to do it.
1 minute.
Like 1 minute.
Yeah. Can't keep everything waiting. I'm not doing it. I'm just hope some cursed zoomer out there also has just as much gremlin impulse as me and is willing to be like, yes, I will fund the skibidi hotel. But I am going to assume not. Probably.
Yeah, probably not.
Worth a try.
Alright.
Not even tempted by the name? Not even just a little?
No. No, I'm not.
Saddened. Anyway, I thought you'd be amenable to it. I reached 2 MTI.
I really have no idea what to call this hotel.
I don't know, be cliche about it. Call it something silly but corny. Or just call it a croissant hotel.
Ah, St. Heights. It's apparently in a mountain, so...
Have you? Oh, do you know the tallest bridge in the world is in France?
Welcome to St. Anton. Nestled in the heart of the Austrian Alps, this snowy hotspot is famous for two things: world-class
let me find
skiing
this.
and wild after-ski parties.
1 sec.
To keep up with demand, you'll need a solid ski rental service and a high-capacity bar that can keep the drinks flowing. And don't forget a dance floor to attract brats eager to show off their new moves. After a cold day on the slopes, guests will appreciate a relaxing sauna, so make sure to build one. And don't forget to keep the hotel warm and cozy with plenty of radiators or fireplaces. Do you got what it takes to become a hotel legend in St. Anton? Look at that! You now have a bunch of new items available. I'm sure some of them will come in handy very soon.
Okay, so now I can make a sauna and also a dance floor, apparently.
Now I'll leave you with the objectives needed to complete the scenario. Good luck!
You know, when I started this game, they said that I could build a hotel into the skies, and so far the tallest hotel I can make is 5 floors. Really, Iso? Really? Alright, let's take stock of what we've got here.
Yeah, so this is just a little tiny bridge that I learned about the other day. The Millau Viaduct in France. It's a pretty cool bridge. Right now, it's like the tallest bridge in the world in terms of like the height from support to top. It's only about 340 meters tall. So, you know, you're just driving 300 meters above the ground. It's terrifying. I hate it. But, you know, that's not too bad. If you want to drive over like the pit of the earth, just go to Duga Bridge or Douche Bridge. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's Chinese. When you drive over the part of the bridge that's like over the depth of the valley that it's on, it's only about 560 meters tall, which if I put it in like in dumb units is about 1,850 feet tall.
Dumb units?
Yes.
That's a spicy take.
Imperial system just needs to go. Okay. They're bad units. It's a bad system. You can tell the Imperial system is bad because it's measured using the metric system. So what's the point of having it? Just use the metric system. Bleh.
Alright, so we've got a gym. We have 6 bedrooms right now.
I feel like for 6 bedrooms you might want more than a gym. Feels like a great use of money, but not for a small hotel.
Well, we've also got a kitchen.
Well, at least a restaurant can make you good money.
Yeah, restaurant. And that seems to be it. Okay. Well, let's get some entertainment stuff going.
Oh my. Entertainment stuff? Like entertainment stuffing?
Down, Kit Kat.
It's so hard to resist the urge to just continue the joke until like, I mean, I know a way to make it down. But I won't. I'll only say that I would say it, but I'm not saying it. That way I can avoid the responsibility.
Sure.
Don't tempt me, Solette. I will ban you. How dare you?
Hello there, Tenny Floof. It is a thing so far. That's about all I can say about it right now. Still figuring things out with this new hotel that I'm in.
You're arcing detecting. I want you to remember one thing when you play Planet Crafter later, by the way, Zim. Just remember, where is the Osmond?
Sure. Hi, Josh.
Hi. Honestly, though, hotel is such a tricky business in terms of like finding that sweet spot between providing proper amenities and facilities and also like making money.
What was that?
Like hotel business is really tricky in terms of finding like the good balance between providing the right amount of amenities but also like making money.
I mean, you
'Cause it's
say
really
that, and yet there are so many hotels out there.
oh yeah, because it sort of depends on what kind of business model your hotel is running in. So like for example, if you're running off of a big hotel chain, it's much less punishing to an extent to have like say you have like a big hotel chain, right? If you have a hotel that does maybe they're not doing good this quarter, the different hotels can help each other. Um so like back home, one of my grandmother's friends had a hotel business and she's the one that inspired my grandmother to open her own. And that friend had like 5 different ones and they would all be like at different places around the country. And one of the things that she like was able to do is basically the different parts of the country saw their peak seasons at different points in time. So she was able to kind of like share around the money between the hotels a bit to kind of like stabilize them a bit more. So she could like afford to beef up one hotel with the other and still overall make a profit. Whereas like running as a single hotel, you kind of have to be like, yeah, it's peak season, time to hire extra help. Not peak season, goodbye. And that can be like a whole issue in terms of finding people to work when it's like, yeah, it's temp work or not temp work. And then you find the people that are good, then you don't want to let go of them, but you can have to. Or like, you know, you might not just be able to put up a lot of amenities because they just cost too much and they just don't make the return on investment that you need. Or sometimes it'll be like, yeah, this is really good. Having a restaurant here is really helpful because whenever it like there's still no tourist season, you might still be able to get some money out of it because people will still come to the restaurant to eat. Or they might not, and then it's just a waste of money. Yeah, there's a lot of hotels, but then how many of them last? You know?
I don't know. I haven't seen many that go out of business. But you might be right. I don't know.
And also, to be fair, it also like it's one of those businesses that if you make it through the first few years, it tends to be a lot easier afterwards. Like with the like I think with the restaurant business and hotel industry, like a bit of the hospitality businesses, if you will, they have like really brutal first few years. Once you manage to get past that, they tend to like be much less likely to fail. But it's really easy to fail the first few years and then just, you know, everything just. What was I doing? Completely forgot what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing, so I'm just gonna go over there.
That is true, Zoled. I have seen a few hotels and motels turned into apartments.
Yee. I still think my favorite hotel story is cousin one time wanted to come over to the US, but he's a little lacking in the ability to make an informed decision about a lot of US stuff because he saw a 5-star motel and it was really cheap and he basically went, "Oh wow, that looks like a good offer. Yeah, I'll get a room there." And then my older sister looked at it and went like, "Okay, let's go look at like reviews from other websites, like review websites, not the hotel's website." And it was like, oh yeah, there's cockroaches in the bed, there's bed bugs, the place is horrible, you'll probably hear gunshots at night, don't stay here unless it's your last resort. And it was like, oh no. But he already booked the room, so we called it a skill issue.
A hotel that used to be a condo. I could see it.
That makes sense. We had not specific to condos, but there were a lot of like old, basically colonial buildings, like little villas and stuff that got turned into hotels. Because they're big, they got a lot of space, they have a lot of like facilities and amenities. And usually they have multiple rooms. Or even like multiple little buildings. There's this great place. So there's a, what do you call a calle in English?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. You know like what a key is? Like not the physical key, like a place, but the series of islands.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a park in northern Venezuela called Morrocoy National Park. And one of the big advantages that it had is that it escaped a little bit of the hotelarizing of the place because basically, you know, economic activity in the country kind of imploded as it was starting to do so. So you have a little like weird mishmash of very low-key tourism in the area where you have like smaller hotel or motel businesses, but they still managed to set up some facilities, but they didn't, you know, make it into like a resort island or a resort park. And of course there were like the environmental protections and all that further helped. And so if you ever like go to Morrocoy National Park and you try to get like a Marriott hotel, you're not gonna find one. But you are going to find, for probably a relatively similar price, a like honestly pretty nifty little, basically a colonial home. And we're talking like each room is probably the size of like 2 rooms in a resort, give or take. Very big comfy rooms, very big comfy beds. And they're like, okay, so we can't host a lot of people here, so well, we'll give you breakfast. There's a gym downstairs. We've got like a couple dozen rooms. Just stay here and relax. It's pricey, but oh my god, it is literally just disconnecting from the rest of the world. Well, it's like an Airbnb, except it's an actual hotel with like proper hotel staff. Just not a lot of them. They will cook you breakfast. They'll serve you breakfast, but you gotta go to like the thing. They don't have like room delivery. And it's interesting because you don't get the hotel feeling. It literally feels a lot more like, well, yeah, like Airbnb over at someone's place. But they do treat you like with professional courtesy. And it's a weird mix. But it feels very pleasant. It's very relaxing.
I watch this guy on YouTube that goes into various hotels across the world. And he's definitely stayed at a few interesting hotels. Places where they don't have any staff. Like half of the, all of the snacks and such are on a honor system.
Mm-hmm.
It's intriguing that those even exist.
Yeah. I mean, largely, at least for that kind of place, it survives a lot in that business model off of being fairly local, because like the towns near it are really small. If you go and really anger some of the hotel people there, they will tell the rest of them. And oh look, this person stayed here, they were a nightmare. you're not getting another spot nearby without, at the very least, a lot of scrutiny.
I know there was one place he stayed that was literally just a. They just. These were a bunch of little cabins in the middle of the woods. Actually, more like tree houses because they were built up in the trees, but, you know,
That sounds cool.
it was really cool. But that one especially, they did not have any actual setup or anything for keeping you honest and such, and you could have just walked out with whatever you wanted from there. There was no staff, nothing. Just, here's your place. You use a code to get in. Enjoy.
The only thing there that might keep them safe is like if they make you pay with a credit card. Because then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you caused damage. We have your credit card. But yeah, even still, it's that's spicy. The Fern Murder Tree House Hotel. What? Oh my god, there's so much loot. Give me. I want all of it. I want everything. Oh, these return trips are gonna be obnoxious.
Oh, I could barely see that thing. Jeez. Oh, thing in my game here, an arrow pointing which way this one item goes, and I was like, I could not realize that that even went that way.
Ah. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
Hello there, Artie. How are ya? You woke up and rolled over to make dinner? Nice.
I thought he was gonna say roll over for something else. You know what I mean?
No, that was earlier.
Damn. Wow. I almost realized I was lost. I almost didn't realize I was lost. That almost could have been bad. I got this. I got this. I so got it.
Alright, good. That is off. We need wall.
You know what annoys me about these kind of games?
Which ones?
But like hotel architect style games.
What?
I want to make cubes because they're so simple and easy, but then I look at the cubes and I'm like, this is so boring. I want to spice it up. But like cubes are just superior, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, like if every room is a cube, then it's perfect.
Cubes can absolutely be pretty. It all depends on what you do with them.
You're gonna reference your like cube monstrosity from Space Engineers.
I wasn't planning on it, but that is a great example. The Zim Cube was great. It could devour everything whole.
Surprised Ryan hasn't asked you to remake it.
Probably too embarrassed. Too shy and awkward. You know him.
Lol. Probably not wrong. Oh god. My next transformation stage is liquid water. But I'm pretty sure almost all of my terraforming progress has come almost exclusively from oxygen. Because, I've got 550,000 pressure, 415,000 heat, 1.20 kilograms of biomass, 1.77 parts per billion oxygen. Mind you, when you first start off, you're in the parts per trillion.
That seems legit.
Oxygen generation rate is like triple everything else. Ah, it's so unbalanced. Oxygen is just so easy to make. Okay, to be fair, Tenny Floof, brutalist architecture has its place, okay? I think it can be very cool and poggers, and we shouldn't discount it just because it looks like a block of concrete, okay? I think it can be cool in the right place at the right time, much like any other architecture.
Okay then. Poggers,
I
got it. Yeah.
People just often look at brutalist architecture and go like, wow, that's ugly. And I'm like, are you killing me? Or are you kidding me? Like, look at that like terrifying, intimidating block of concrete that's the local government building. Do you want to walk in there? No, it looks horrifying. It's perfect. Yes. Let that be like the intimidating building, and then you walk in, it's the nicest thing ever. Because it's so much character. Haley. Gaming.
Well, I mean, he does look pretty tiny. So, you know, if it fits.
Does it fit in him? I mean, what? What?
You know your crime.
You're the one who let me in this VC. So really, whose fault is it? The one who committed the crime or the one who invited the criminal to their home?
The one who committed the crime!
I respectfully disagree. One of us is clearly the bigger dumb. I slept on the dog's bed.
Okay.
Okay, context.
That was a transition.
Context. Sorry, it just popped into my brain immediately. I had to say it. My little sister wants to cuddle with a puppy, but we don't let her on the couch anymore because rules, and puppy is puppy. And one of the things that she figured out doing is she bought this like half dog bed, half little like cushion seat. It's very cushiony, it's very fluffy. And the idea is that like if you fold it in half, like one half of it has a little like tiny part of the backrest that's meant for the dog, but you can also like lean back on it and use it as a pillow. It's just that normally it's a very small dog bed. So it can fold out another like half of the dog bed. So you can actually just kind of like sit on it. Or you can just lay down. And sure, like half of you will be kind of outside the dog bed. Or at least like your legs will be. But then you can just kind of lay your head on the little like backrest, and it's too big for a dog, too small for a person, but you can still kind of like sit there, lay there, and cuddle a puppy. And I got home, and the puppy really did not want to leave the new dog bed, so she kept motioning for us to like sit on the dog bed with her, and at some point I just laid down and I fell asleep on it. And so did the puppy. But in my defense, it was very comfy. So yeah, TLDR, dog beds are comfy. You just gotta fight the right one.
Just gotta fight the what?
Find the right one.
Ah. I mean, fair enough.
Yeah. All I can say is that it's really funny because puppy's very long. So she just lays on it, sprawled out, and it's like... she's so big for the bed. But then, like, when you roll out the other half of the bed, she's so small in the bed. It's just like, oh my god, why are you so long? Well, she's not just like, she is long. She's Italian, so she's just long. Long by nature.
She has Marten envy.
It's not envy if she wants to play with a Marten. It continues to be funny to me how she is simultaneously like a really brave puppy, but also a massive scaredy cat. It's like on one hand, lightning storm outside, yeah, nothing, no reaction, no problem. That's whatever. Who gives? Like nobody cares. Sometimes like you'll hear alarms or really loud noises at night, nothing. Zero fucks given. But then I don't know, like someone hammers on the wall really hard and she just sees like some weird thing she doesn't like and it's just terrified, cowering, tail between her legs. Fearless, but also massive coward.
Fearless, but also fearful.
A fearful fearless. I got an achievement for reaching liquid water level. I hope this doesn't start to flood the world. Also, simple yes. Good night, Ido.
Good night, Ido. The Fluffy is cute.
Yeah, like, okay. In terms of, like, broad civil engineering or civil design, things like comic blocks are actually not bad. They have a bad rep, and partly it's because the USSR was cheap and often in a lot of places just made like, oh yeah, we just have to give them a house, give them a house. That's it, nothing else. But unironically, a lot of the time they can actually be pretty good ideas. So for example, like as an easy one. Someone pointed out that one of the problems sometimes you'll see in like a lot of American apartments, for example, is that every unit has an AC separately. Part of that is to allow each unit to like set the temperature to what they want. But also it just kind of is like a thing that happens. And then I speak to some of my friends who live in much more Soviet era buildings. And they will comment that yeah, they have their downsides. But for example, they don't have like I don't know, however many ACs there are for however many apartments. They have one giant AC, and each person can open and close the vents as they want. And that's it. That's basically how they regulate their temperature. They don't set a thermostat, but also it's not really necessary for the most part. Excuse me. So it's not even like that bad. It turns out like pretty chill. But it results in some interesting things. Like for example, it wastes a lot less electricity because it's one giant AC. And oftentimes people have to effectively try to quote unquote vote on what temperature they want things set at. And so like people kind of skirt around those by like changing around the vents and stuff to just be able to do it themselves, or at least like lessen the impact of that. But like, oh, it's summer, it's gonna be really hot. We can afford to like raise the AC. Oh, it's winter, yeah, we're gonna have to like cool down on the AC, but we get to like raise the heating. And so like you get days where effectively it's like, okay, we stop doing AC, we now do cool heating. We stop doing heating, we now do AC, and it's just one big central thing for it. And those are like,
I do not like the sounds of that.
the problem is that it is a lot more sustainable and a lot cheaper and a lot more environmentally friendly because putting an AC unit for every single apartment for, I don't know, a few 100,000 apartments is also not really good. course, it depends on the location, right? Like, if you're gonna do this in a really hot tropical country, it makes a bit more sense than doing it in like the middle of like, oh, it gets really cold in this place, or it gets not really cold in this place. But for the most part, it works fine. Because that was my main issue. I was like, I don't like that. That seems annoying. But it literally is just like you grab a little thing, you close the vent, you open it. Done. And yeah, like there are places that like develop that further, where it's like, yeah, there's much more integrated infrastructure into the city to allow different homes and places and stuff to have like heating and cooling without necessarily needing to go on like per house basis. So instead, it depends more on the city infrastructure. Like a small town one of my friends lived in. Basically, the way it worked is a lot of the apartments were effectively connected, and there was a big central heating place in the city, and effectively heating pipes ran all over the different homes nearby. And that was the heating. And it basically worked. Like, the only problem is that that place was poorly maintained, so it would fail. And then they would have no heating in the winter until they repaired it. But whenever it was properly maintained, your home was just warm no matter what. Your heating bill basically didn't matter because it was spread out between so much of the city that it effectively just got subsumed into the city taxes. So it's like, those sound like good ideas. I don't know what exactly I would say is like, oh, this is how we should do it, because I'm gonna take the big guess that it really is on a per location basis. You know, different places, different needs kind of thing. But I do think like stuff like this does get into like, there are very good ideas that are definitely worth not ignoring that could easily make our lives a lot better. Even in terms of like sustainability for the future, you know, like making sure that these apartments aren't effectively doomed to die in a few decades because they are, well, incredibly inefficient and just really unsustainable. Or that like in the long term, for example, instead of needing to spend so much space on like our maintenance on air conditioners, you can just add more rooms or different amenities entirely. So you know, it has its trade-offs, but it also has like some really big advantages that are worth not ignoring.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
And doubly so because like to me the thing that always makes a city is just like the people. And a lot of cities just aren't real cities, to be honest. They're just like, oh, what's the city? Oh, it's like the fancy downtown area, and otherwise, I don't know, just a bunch of really expensive things in the center of the city that are being used as speculative investment vehicles because people keep expecting the price go up. Yeah, it's really cool. I love the city. It's wonderful. And then like you go to some other more communal cities and it's like, yeah, there's like actual cities in here. There's like town squares effectively where like a lot of the local businesses congregates. There's events and stuff, and it's like, okay, cool. I like that. That sounds much nicer. And it may not be like a full scale thing across the entire city, but you'll have parts of the city where it's like, yeah, there are these like apartment blocks that are centered around these areas, and these areas are like centers of commerce. So it's like, imagine one block full of like little shops and stuff, and then like the surrounding 8 blocks around it, directly adjacent and diagonal, are just apartments. Oh, you want to go do some grocery shopping? Just walk a single city block. It's right there. You don't even need a car. Just walk. Grab 2 bags of groceries. Head home. You have like fresh food right there. You want to grab some fresh bread? Here you go. It's still toasty and crunchy. And I want. Doubly so with just yeah. It's I think part of it just comes down to like an entirely different mentality with what it means to build a home. Cause like I think a lot of times there's the idea that like the home is this self-enclosed, self-sustaining thing. But also I think that it's fine to actually just have homes be integrated into like local infrastructure and management. Not to say like, oh, your home needs to belong to an HOA, just more so like, yeah, we have this like thing that heats water, and we're gonna run, heated water pipes all over all of the homes from this one place instead of having each house having a boiler. You can have like your own little emergency thing in the basement, but like just don't bother turning it on. Depend on like the local infrastructure if it's good. But when it's good, and when people rely on it, there's an incentive for it to be good. So people will complain when it's bad. And if the country is like functioning and the local society, local administration is functioning, then yeah, it just gets maintained because people need it. But then when everything is like its own little bubble, bleh.
I can definitely agree that it would be nice to have less less individualism with things, but there's also the
Like,
fact that you gotta consider how big the U.S. is.
yeah, but also like how centralized does it become at this point? Because you don't need this particularly applies to cities, but cities in the US are big and they really don't need to be. They're big because everything depends on cars and suburban homes. Because if you took a lot of the big cities in the US and you started like effectively demolishing single family homes and building flats and apartments, you would see cities shrink so much or so massively expand their housing availability, it wouldn't even be funny. I'll still raise the example. Miami and South Florida has about what 2/3 the population of London, and it's about 3 times as large.
I I very much want to say I am with you 100%, but I don't see how we're going to get that done.
That's a question that can only be answered at the ballot box and voting for the right people. Uh, they, so to be fair, there is like a growing amount of calls for city reforms because and you'll see it in specific places mostly because it's still a relatively small thing. But for example, New York wanted to. I think the policy got shot down at the end, but a lot of those people I think got voted out of office specifically because they shot down this policy. They want to turn a lot of the very central areas of New York City that have a lot of pedestrian traffic into completely car-free areas. So the idea is like kill all traffic's ability to like drive in there, let it be pedestrian only. And effectively the idea is like a lot of this road space that we're just going to be here, yeah, start setting up shops here, start setting up decorations, amenities, fountains, whatever, make it a lot more lively. And they've released like a lot of material around it and people really like it because it looks really nice, it feels really nice, and it continues to be like a contentious argument as to like, hey, can we like make cars stop in really populated areas? The idea being that if you get this going, eventually the city starts to develop more naturally. Like New York is one of the few real cities in the US. That's why it retained like it continues to be such a big player. And as many issues as it has now, you compare like the density of New York City to a lot of other US cities and it's not even funny. And it's one of the reasons why, like, for example, despite all the economic hardships the city has endured, it still is like a center of liveliness in the US. And then you look at like Detroit, which failed. But then you realize that like one of the reasons Detroit had so many issues is because it was such a large city. And one of the things the city did to like get itself out of trouble financially and infrastructurally is they downsized the city. They just started demolishing empty buildings with no owners or no maintenance. Anything that was considered like an old dangerous collapsed building, demolished it, clean it up, reduce the amount of maintenance the city had to do because you no longer have to maintain power or water to those locations, for example, because there's no longer a building there, it's just empty property. And cutting back a lot of the expenses, what they did is they focused on the inner city core. They developed that, and surprisingly, that was really successful. It's still not perfect, but it's one of those like, yeah, the city really shouldn't be that big. The city really should be a lot more dense. Anything that's like a single family home in a densely populated area, that just needs to go. It just needs to be replaced by apartments. Not like big tall apartments. At the very least, relatively high density but small apartments. But that kind of thing like has to be like that. And it just doesn't get done. And it really just comes down to voting people in power that do it. Local districting has a huge role on that. Because that's not really controlled by like at a broader scale. A lot of that is local elections. Local positions will determine, for example, how a city districts are made, what gets allocated to single-family homes, multi-story homes, apartments, commerce, mixed zone district where you mix like commercial and residential.
God, I would love that.
We're having some of it here. They're starting to be like, yeah, put businesses next to apartments, and it's great because now you have like little convenience stores around the corner. So it's like, oh, I really need to go get some stuff, and I don't have to drive like down 10 minutes to like a local supermarket. I can just literally walk downstairs, go to a convenience store, grab something, walk upstairs. And I am incredibly jealous of the apartments that have like, it's like the apartment lobby, and separate but within the same building, they have like little stores there. There's one of them that has a bakery, and it makes some incredible bread.
Yeah, I would give so much to live in an apartment with a little convenience store at the bottom.
Yes, I want so bad. We still get lucky. We have like things, and it's really cool to see because a lot of this was kind of like dead residential area where like it's too far from the city center to be valuable enough to turn into apartments, but it's not really outskirts enough to be valuable again. So it's like the uncomfortable middle spot of city sprawl. And what they've done is they've just like allowed businesses to also set up shop here. So the main avenue is like it has a lot more little businesses and stuff in stores, and the surrounding apartments help sustain it because like yeah, now you set up a Papa John's in the middle of like the suburbs, and that's what, like 50 houses, that's 50 families. Okay, but now set up a Papa John's next to 10 buildings, each with 30 floors, all 30 floors each having at least 4 apartments. So that's what, 480 apartments. Even if like only 400 of them are populated, quote unquote, only 400 of them are populated. It's 400 families next to a Papa John's. And when I say next, I mean literally walk downstairs less than a city block away. There's a Papa John's. You can just walk there. It takes like 5 minutes. That place has been open for over a decade. It just doesn't close for some reason. Can't imagine why. They opened a barber shop recently. It closed, and then they opened another one over there. Just a little farther away because the property is worth less, so it's less expensive. And it's been really nice also seeing like a bunch of new restaurants open up here because you can just walk down to the main avenue and just start walking around. I really wish the main avenue was more pedestrian friendly, but you can just walk around and go to a restaurant and sit down and then just walk back home. And it is becoming really, really nice. And for some reason, as the place becomes nicer, as there are more like little stores and stuff, for some reason people start wanting to move here, but I can't imagine why.
I know, right?
It's ridiculous. It's almost like it works. Almost like it really works. But it basically only came about after the city decided, like, hey, maybe we should mix commerce and residence. And yeah, it's worked out a little bit. It helped this area get a lot more life. It was a little dead before. Shadow Wolf, I'm just kind of venting about like the fact that in the US, it's just basically zoning districts really favor single family homes, and we should just remove them and build apartments and commerce in cities. When you're out in the boonies or when you're in like smaller towns, it's not that much of an issue. Though I do think a lot of small town layout in the US is self-defeating by virtue of not creating, at the very least, a very rich city center. Because it would make such a big difference to a lot of small towns to have a very nice, functional, rich city center that the town can survive off of, instead of basically being like place a school, place a bunch of single family homes, a couple of supermarkets, and maybe like a police station or fire station. There you go, small town America. Oh yeah, you might also maybe get like an urgent care over here. That's kind of it. Good luck. What else is there to do? Nothing. Like in northern Spain, one of the things that marked me when I listen to people talk about some of the towns in there is that, as much as they're not perfect, one of the things they retained was like older design, because like some of those towns are like couple centuries old, and the way they were built is they would basically have like whatever the central government administration building is, and around that the town kind of gets built. So you'd have like that, then you'd have like in front of it a church, maybe a couple of little stores, a couple of little business places, and then houses start to get built around that. And that little core of the town is what both keeps the town alive and feeds it, but also like what helps the town remain lively, because you always have like, people go to church, they go to some of the stores, they go home, they relax in some of those little restaurants. So it keeps a more lively town center that feeds the town the liveliness and the income that it needs. But that's kind of how it worked for a lot of centuries, for a lot of human history.
Now
So
here we
it
are
worked.
today where that is not a thing at all.
Yeah, it's almost funny because like there was borderline a very interesting. It varies regionally too, depending on what the town is centered on. Like, of course, like for example, agricultural towns will often be structured differently, but usually as towns grew, there tended to be a fairly similar core to the layout. And a lot of that was built around like necessities of the town. Like, for example, towns that would structure town guards or walls or watches or outposts, those would effectively form the limit of the town. And because of that, you can't really sprawl the town out. You have to like kind of concentrate it, because it's much easier to build inside of the wall than outside of it. Not to say that, like, all towns have like walls, but if you're gonna basically rely on security, you want to be close to security. If you want to be close to like the important things, you want to build a town a little more dense, and that really helped it. So yes, Tiny Floof. I love Barcelona's like square designs. It's so good. Which, in case you're not aware, basically Barcelona created these like super blocks where effectively the idea is that any city block within 3 square blocks, usually the idea being like 9 city blocks in the central block doing this, you have effectively everything you need in terms of like amenities, in terms of access to infrastructure, to public transport, everything effectively. So instead of needing to drive anywhere, all you need to do is you need to walk at most 2 or 3 city blocks to be able to get where you need to go. So like even in the outskirts of the city, they're like looking into like, for example, we can't do it as dense as we can near the center of the city, but let's make sure there's a bus stop fairly close at all times. That way then you can get there where you need to go. Or let's make sure that taxis travel there so you can at least get where you need to go. And it's working out. Like every year they keep releasing the stats on it. It's like, God, that really is working out. I love it. Yep. And you know what's the most based thing they're putting? The incredibly cool thing they want to do. They want to turn every major avenue of the city into walkable area. No car, just walk. I would kill for that. It's so cool.
It would be... It would be so nice.
I visited the city, and okay, it's changed a lot since I've seen it, but the thing that I remember the most is like, imagine seeing like effectively a main avenue, and they've deliberately put bollards on either end to prevent any cars from going in there, and the entirety of the main avenue is just lined with little like stalls and shops in the middle of the road. Just greenery, stalls, and shops. And of course, on either end of the street are the homes and whatever little businesses I've set up there. And it's like, wow, this is really nice. And one of the things they've done is in the super blocks they've created, they've taken the middle area and they've just turned it into like some sort of gathering area, a park or whatnot, and surrounded it with like little businesses. I want that. Imagine just walking out of your home at like in the afternoon and it's like, yeah, let me just go sit down on a bench in the middle, like this is the little thing. It's so good. I want. But also Spanish people are stinky. I say talking about Barcelona. I'm sorry if my home gets Molotov, it's because I said that, or it's because I said that. And yeah, pretty much like it would be an adjustment for any place to change so drastically. But I will wholeheartedly say that I think people would see benefit enough to accept it. Because I still hold that one of the things that modern cities do that sucks is it's isolating. Like,
Yeah.
Well done.
like I was
To
commenting.
complete the
Imagine,
ski rental
you get home
objective,
from work,
you need to have at least
you just kind of
one
want to
ski
take a
stand on
moment
your
outside.
property. Make sure to place it in
And
a
like I said, so
common area,
just imagine
either
9 city
indoors
blocks,
or outdoors.
and all the 9 city blocks, you form a square. All of the roads in between those city blocks, not the outside part, just the inner parts, all of that's blocked off to traffic. No cars can go in there, only pedestrian. So effectively, it's just like 8 city blocks forming a wall around one in the middle. Is kind of the typical layout. Not always, but that's generally kind of how it goes. And some part of that is turned into greenery, into green space, trees, benches, fountains, whatever you want to put it. I think it does a lot to be able to just go out, sit down, maybe talk to a couple of other people in the neighborhood, because these are people that ideally you'll be able to see regularly. And I think it means a lot, like, to just be able to see people, maybe get to know a couple of people. The introvert in me screams at the idea of it, but also I think it's nice actually.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much time I'd spend out in that, but at the least being able to sit there, I like that idea. But then
Well, I mean,
again,
if
it's
you're gonna-
me, and I'm happy doing that at a convention, so you know.
And it's also like, because that's kind of the thing that gets to me. It's the feeling of isolation and the lack of permanency, because I think it's different to just talk to someone randomly and never see them again. Whereas, like, imagine if you see like 2 or 3 people every afternoon, every time you go out and take a seat at a bench. At some point, you might talk to one of them, and you might not become friends. You might just have a couple of chats. You know their name. You kind of know that they live here.
Hold up.
But
You want me
seeing
to
this-
talk to somebody?
Yeah.
Ew.
I mean, I think it's nice. At the very least, it's nice to be able to, like, go out to a shop and know the shop owner.
Fuck you and your people-ling thing.
Are you saying you don't like people, Sim? Are you saying you don't like chatters?
I am saying I am an introvert masquerading as an extrovert.
I mean, yeah, I'm not a party animal. I'm not about to like do all of the everythings. I think it's nice to be able to like see that there are people around you and that you see familiar people. You see there's like just people being people, and they're not, it's not full of people randomly moving out or switching to another apartment because they wanted to rent or whatnot. Like, seeing people there is nice. Exactly what Tennyflu says.
How dare you side with the Gib Gab Tenny?
God, that
I
email
will
is so good.
remember this.
Zim will remember you. This is bad for you. So the way you can adjust now is you can either get on your knees and beg for forgiveness. You can side with me and win, or become like me and start to troll Zim. So ideally, what you want to do is make really horrid puns that will slowly chip away at his sanity. You can also say some really cursed things, especially if they involve Gen Alpha or Zoomer lingo, because he doesn't really understand them. And the main other thing you can do is pelt him with anvils. 500 biddies for a single anvil, 1500 for an anvil rain. And if you want to be really mean, the 250 bit redeem, if you redeem like 3 or 4 times, it's really obnoxious and it hurts everyone's ears.
The fuck did I do to you today?
Nothing. Why?
You are just being overly aggressive towards me, Gib Gab.
Is this not like normal aggressiveness?
No, this is extreme aggressiveness.
Even more than the other day when I called you a mobile game? Or an EA game?
Nearly.
You're a Tencent game, that's it.
That's too far.
Got him. Well, see, Toshimi, I'm inclined to say that 250 bit rain probably does, but the anvil one still is kind of funny. It's a satisfying sound. Bit rain is horrible, though. Oof.
Dice rain?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But also, I would not say that they drive people away. Because let's face it. Oh, Screamers and Big Surprise. Well, I don't really have any of those, Toshime.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Pixel Playtoy raided my stream with 5 viewers.
Hey, Pixel Play Toy, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in. How was your stream, Toy? And would you like a regular shout out or a random clip from your channel brought up? Oh, stream crashing. Ugh. Yeah, that is never fun. I'm sorry to hear that. I've definitely dealt with my share of those. They are a pain. But either way, thank you so much for sharing your community with me. We do lots of stuff here, everybody. Would you stop breaking?
No. Dab.
All right, we've got another. Okay, yeah, refreshments was 5 stars. Apparently the gym could be better. Our bar definitely could be better. But the spa was 5 stars.
Well, you just need to complete the bar with a D. Then it'll be a great performance. Like a bad joke that writes itself. D and the bard just means a bard.
Nice. Ski rentals keep guests happy and
Sadly,
earn you
I am
extra
going to
cash.
poop. I need
That's
sleep,
what I call
and I
a
am
win-win.
going to sleep because big sleep schedule. Bleh.
Alright, sleep well. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it.
Hi. Take care. Sleep well.
Well, I guess that's the best we can do for this. So now we need to squeeze one of these in here. Is somebody screaming in agony or something? Weird. And concerning. Raijin!
I see one of your remaining objectives is to serve a lot of drinks fast. It might be tricky, but focus on having plenty of guests and a well-equipped bar with enough staff. I see one of your remaining objectives is to serve a lot of drinks fast.
I think it
It
broke.
might be tricky, but focus on
Oh,
having
no.
plenty of guests and a well-equipped bar with enough staff.
Oh, good. It stopped playing it. That would have been unfortunate. Hold up. Were you just behind the bar looking for a safe in my... I think that person was planning to rob me.
Karma Porta.
Yeah, we got it. Zim almost breaks games. Well, you know. Okay. Not much I can do right now without money. It sucks. There. Put all those up there so when we've got the money to, we can just get them to finish all this. Yeah. I mean, I suppose I could see that, Zolette. Yeah, the sleep quality for our guests is probably going to be very low until we finish this construction. But our next task, or my next plan for a task is to go and put a bunch of more rooms up here for, you know, getting people to stay and thus pay money. Well, we're gonna wait for these two to finish some other jobs in the hotel. And then we're going to try and expand things more. Alright, they're done there. Now let's try and set up the foundation for the rest of this floor. I keep randomly hearing an eagle just screaming in the background. Well, hello there, Artie.
Yeah. Oh, yo, the Marten twins on my screen.
I should probably update that. That
The
was
Marten
left.
twins is only used for, yeah. Only used for the tabletop, right?
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, right now I'm
Oh, yeah,
paying,
I'm
so I'll switch there.
I'm also streaming. I'm doing Minecraft, so it's mostly pretty quiet.
Oh, okay. Well, here, let me invite you to stream together for sharing chat then.
Oh yeah, that works.
And invite sent.
Why did they send me to Twitch help portal and then pops an arrow? That is so funny.
Hmm.
What?
Already just over here breaking things.
Yeah. Apparently, it's breaking a lot of things. Alright,
Pat pat.
there. Yeah, I guess if you click the notification that pops up on the notification tab on Twitch, it just sent you to like an error page.
It might be because of where your, what browser you're using is my guess.
It's Firefox.
Oh, well then that shouldn't have done that. Weird.
So apparently there's only about like 3.5% of the user that uses browser uses Firefox. Which I'm surprised because that sounds really low.
I would have no idea on all that. What I do know is that I need more money. What are you up to in Minecraft tonight?
Me, actually wanted to just wonder some magic mod. So I always start with tag mod. So maybe let's see if I can like start the game with some magic mod instead.
Fair enough. I really, really miss, Oh! Apparently I made somebody freeze to ice?
Coco.
Oh.
Ashumanaduku.
Oops.
You haven't used Firefox for a very long time. It's just lighter on my computer back then when I don't have such a powerful computer to stream. It's mod. I don't play vanilla Minecraft anymore.
Yeah. Vanilla Minecraft is kinda... I get bored of it so quickly.
Yeah, I just started this mod pack. Done with that. Basically finished that mod pack that I spent 400 and something hours onto it.
Holy crap. I thought I was a fan of Minecraft. I can confidently say I have not spent that many hours on Minecraft. Well, actually, between all the times I played, maybe.
Maybe.
But not one single, well, no, definitely, between all the times I played. But not one single playthrough.
I do say it is a very attractive, addictive mod pack. Because they modified the recipe into you have to play certain mods and get get into like basically middle of the mod of the certain mod to craft another item from a different mods.
Oh, they made them
So
the mods interconnected. I like it when mod packs do that.
yeah, and then they make it like really hard to get a lot of items, so I end up just spending 400 something hours on it. It's actually the most fun mod pack I ever played.
I really want to find a new mod pack to play.
Yeah. Currently I'm on the mods 10. So it's definitely a lot less chunk.
One mod I really... Oh, I'm still feeding through. Let me turn that off. One mod that I really miss is Thaumcraft. Part of me wants to go back and specifically play a mod pack with Thaumcraft in it.
Oh. I believe Farmcraft actually got handed over to like a new development team, and they're going to revive it, or in the future, or actually right now or something.
I heard that, but that was like years ago now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's slow. Maybe they're just slow.
Oh, I'm out of money.
While the last version of Farmcraft I play has a lot of things in it, I think I still enjoy the I think it's Farmcraft 4, which is there's just a bunch of nodes that you can drain in the world to charge you on. I think that one is the most fun version.
Yeah, yeah.
Marten is still on Buildcraft.
What was that?
And it says Formcraft and Buildcraft are honestly the GOAT, but Buildcraft is such an old mod.
Oh, yeah, but it was so fun.
Now that there's all these quarry is so powerful most of the time.
I do remember running mod packs or servers with modded Minecraft and having to put in a few restrictions on those quarries. We had one point where somebody accidentally... So, one person had their base on the surface. Another person accidentally built, you know, they dug underground at somewhere else and wound up with their base near the first person underground.
Oh.
And the first person did a quarry.
And they basically took the base out.
Yeah, that caused some drama. One sec. Alright, back.
Yeah, I guess also back then, reverting is a little bit harder. Not as easy as now.
Just a smidge. Yeah.
That is honestly just very unfortunate though. Like, it's a lot of places you can build on the map and then two players end up on top of each other.
I am still, I still can barely believe that they managed to do that. Like, I had gone down investigating, and it's like, I could see where one player had their mine, the other player had their mine, and somehow, by some stroke of unluckiness, they managed to wind up not actually crossing paths. But ultimately, I think we can blame Tenny for it.
Back then also, it's very resource intensive to have everyone like chunk load this stuff. I remember that.
Oh yeah, chunk loaders. Oh god.
That's the part that I don't miss. I can't do this mod yet because like it requires me to go into the negative Y level. Which actually I know nothing about because I always play mod pack that's a bit older. Anything older than 1.16, so never have to deal with that before.
What is it that you haven't dealt with?
Negative Y level.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a newer Minecraft thing. It's like it got added in 1.20 or so. They basically just like added a negative Y level and added like a bunch of new stuff down there.
Huh. I mean, I know that they added the deep dark, but I thought they just increased the Y level for that.
I think Deep Dark is from a mod. Deep Dark is
Or not the
a dimension.
the deep cities or whatever they are.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's the thing that I'm talking about. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, just for me to make it look interesting. I was promised there won't be mod spawning 32 by 32, but I just almost got blown up by a creeper. Yeah, basically it. Trying to find my.
Okay, one of my guests is apparently complaining about cleanliness. Huh, I guess we really do have some issues with cleanliness. Fine, we shall hire another.
Guess I don't have sugarcane, but I brought it with me.
Is there anything in here that's missing? Got that.
It looks like this watering can does not work with the sugar cane. Fortunate.
Alright, now we'll dismiss them.
Just blind.
Good
It's
night.
right there. I
Celeste.
didn't see it. Look like monster having a very quiet night. It's just you and me, I
Yeah.
guess.
It is definitely unusually quiet.
Oh my god, art novice, everything that is. Oh, was 1.17 for the clay caves and cliffs. Oh, I can make spell books. You can see key will open and create a spell. On the left has several tabs. The grace spell creation, color picker. That sounds fun.
It was 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update. Ah. And yeah, the Warden was the one that I couldn't remember the name of.
Oh right, that's a monster. Tribal table. Oh my, this version of Art Novus is not more polished than the previous one. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, all the time. I mean, that's usually how all these mod packs go. You go in and usually start some sort of tank mods.
Yeah, I got the craving to play Minecraft again a little bit ago and sat here trying to figure out what mod pack I wanted to play. Because none of them
Yeah.
quite had all of the bells and whistles I wanted.
I thought about having like a duo for playing mod pack, but I don't think I can find back then. I don't think I can find someone that could always like have time to come. So I just keep it to myself.
Yeah, that is fair. That's kind of why I tend to play solo myself. It is hard to actually coordinate to do stuff with others together, you know?
Yeah, unless you know they always like stream at a certain time. And I mean, it monster's interest, I could throw this on a server. If this mod pack is something that maybe you want to look into. I just started to.
I will absolutely keep that in mind.
Not playing others always slowly end up being once a week and never.
Yeah, exactly, Tanny.
So how do I create this? But for me, hosting server just means that I throw it into my server in my room.
Mm-hmm.
It's right behind me. How do I make my first spell? Didn't tell me. I'm so lost. Oh, wow. You look at that. It's so convenient, right? Next to me, there's a tree that I need. And like magic wand. I think, yeah, I can make spell. Everything is contained within the spell book, I believe. These aren't Roman candles, Harry Potter things. They use spell book. Maybe an archwitch tree. Oh, it's locked? Why?
I should not have paid off that loan.
Am I missing something?
Alright, so this is the tallest floor that I'm going to be able to have.
Like Master ever made that one by one room for whoever needs it.
No, there is a minimum floor room size.
Damn. What do you mean you can't build capsule hotel? I'm doing pretty alright. It's an entire day.
What was that?
No, I was asked. Doing, I was like, I'm feeling okay. I'm just tired. I don't know if they automatically auto-click. It's like the wrong type.
Alright, there's room for our upper crust. We're only gonna set one room for the upper crust. The rest we'll just make them just big enough for brats. And call it good.
Or it's small enough you can fit in a 1x1 padded room. Better than sleeping on the floor.
But you should be sleeping at the foot of my bed.
Oh. I could do that. But yeah, Alicia, this is Automods 10. It's a mod pack. Normal Minecraft does not have such progressions and stuff. So I'm just really lost in this. And I can go and try to grab.
Oh, so it
different
includes the size of the bathroom as well. Oh, that is so good to know.
Science. One. Yeah, that's however method you like to play for Minecraft.
Because, yeah, this, it claims that this room is size 19. Six and 12. Yeah. Okay, so the size of the room includes what I put in for the bathroom. I thought it was just the room itself. That is very good to know.
Interesting, I might ran into a bug. Now I have to edit the progressions.
Okay, so we are going to... That is 10. We want 15 per room.
I've been pronouncing your name like that for the longest time. Not surprising I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Okay, I guess that game is really insists on me finding a piece of diamond first. I was really wanting to skip that.
But why? The diamonds are important.
I want to see if I can get like some magical things before I go mine again.
Fair enough.
So I'm just like lost. So wait, why don't that quest complete? Whoops, actually they just want you to do other things for it. But it's like, hee hee, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. Yeah, definitely. Consider that, Master. I just started this mod pack. I have a pretty stable stream schedule. And I think we've been trying to find some like interesting games to play lately too.
I will. I will consider it.
That's the one way to circumvent that is I just go and hunt for loot chests for diamonds. That place does not look particularly happy though. Hey, I can't fly. You guys can fly, that's not fair.
Alright.
Oh, they really changed the Nether Fortress a lot. I have not seen this before.
Yeah, I heard that got really revamped a lot.
It's pretty. I'm just very lost. Yes. Please have diamond. I found it.
Some of these rooms I set up in this game.
Oh wow, this thing has a lot. We'll figure out what is in that later. Yeah, found those diamonds. Yeah, I figured there are so many mods. And there has to be a way to, you know, play this differently. Oh. Too tall, can't get through here.
Enderman?
And it's with a skeleton.
Really? They're tall? I don't recall that.
And they have 3 blocks tall. Like 3.5 ones. Dang it, I'm already lost. It's a random TNT there.
Alrighty.
I also find what the reason I would rush and add mod is because I want like a better storage system instead of doing what I'm doing right now, is
Oh.
putting chests everywhere.
Yeah, storage system is one of the first things I run for. Whatever the mod pack has, because it is such a hassle. Pet the ark.
Fine.
You're a good boy.
Alright. Origins of Dark. heal screen. That belongs to a different magic mod. I'll figure that out later. Funny, I completely skipped that because I just made the nether portal with without mining obsidians.
How? Oh,
I
you probably
think
found one on the surface, didn't you?
No, I basically just fill it. It's just make a mode of the nether portal shape and then put lava in it, put water on top. So I made a shape with nether portal. Never have to touch the obsidian.
Fair enough.
The quest point. No, you have to get 10 obsidian. Go casting place in the portal. Yeah, I did that because I want to move my stuff out of my little hole to like a proper place. And the place that I want to be is like 2,000 blocks away. So I have to use the nether. Oh, Premier Metric Craft. Oh, they better be good. Because I remember it being such an obscure mod back then.
Which mod?
Called what's that? Metric Craft. It's like a mod but uses like pressurized air.
Oh, that one. Okay.
No. But then when it just came out and I played it, I was like, I really does not like
Yeah.
anything about it. But maybe they changed quite a bit, who knows? Oh, Twilight Forest, the classic. Give me a little menu. Ooh, so Iron Spell and Spellbook. It's not a magic mod. Seems to be more focused on combat and protections. And the portal now is always messy up. You always end up somewhere you don't want to be. Usually the thing that they messed up would be the heights. But the coordinates is always divided by 8. And they've never changed that. Put away this book. Get back to my little spell book. Oh, it's a different item. Alright. It looks the same. Look the same to me. And it got me so confused.
Somebody just keeps screaming for some reason.
I have the book already. What am I doing?
You are being a cutie.
Being a
Pat,
lost kid.
I mean, lost, but you're still a cutie.
Oh, no. Store X. Just use these instead. Oh, I could. I think to ignore the damage value. Holding, press C. Ah, there you go. See, now that's where it gets started. I can just use magic mod instead of pet mod to go mining.
Yay, a new hat!
Wow, they have basically every single material that can make tools, but not silver. Okay then, disappointed.
What's up?
Now this mod pack have like you can make your tools out of basically every materials, but apparently I can't do it with silver.
Ugh.
So that's how you make a spell, projectile, touch, or self-cap.
Yeah, I never messed with Ars Novu or however it's pronounced.
It looks colorful and looks like they did a lot to it. So interested.
I've known a few people that have messed with it, but yeah, just never wound up doing it myself.
We can customize the sound effects too. That's cool. That's it. I don't need to like use any materials. Oh wow, okay. Actually not simpler than I expected. I assume eventually I'll run out of magic. Well, I guess that's my first spell. To cast a better spell, you need a scribble table that not new crafts. I shall make the most evil spell ever.
What is that?
Looks like the current option is it just break and attack, so I can't be too evil yet.
Oh.
And it just uses experience. Alright. They do have every spell imaginable though.
Polymorph?
Of summoning polymorph. Let me see. Maybe there is.
You're hanging out with me here. Of course I'm gonna want something with TF.
Trying to scan through this and see if they have.
Hey, Sirio.
Unfortunately, looks like there isn't one.
Ah, 0 out of 10.
A lot of summoning. Yeah, no TF.
But come on, Artie, I need my TF fix.
Little add the TF. The best they can do is copying yourself.
That's not TF.
Just to make more of you.
Well, yeah, but it's not transformation.
is TF's. Yeah.
Sirio, I think it's a little too late for you to be asking that question there. Considering I think you are pretty much the only one that uses those commands.
I use this thing, didn't tell me. Right click on the table, on spellbook. Oh. Click select the bottom, right click table with the item. Ah. Open up very crazy menu. Everything. Pretty much it's telling me that this thingy, this can basically replace all my tools.
Yes, I do know that about the mod at least.
Cast a bubble apparently. I don't even know what this word means.
What's the word?
It's a pantomime? 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 Let's see. Pantomime. Some sort of... I'm just doing gesture. Okay. Interesting. Some of these are very expensive. Oh, your whole shift is just tells you what it is. Okay. So you're done. I don't understand the word, and I can just do that. And that's what the dictionary says. But in here is apply spells to the nearest block on the line of sight. Jumping will reduce the distance.
These rooms are so cramped. I'm getting claustrophobia just looking at them.
It's not a small little room. Oh, it's annoying. Where's my first victim? I need to try out these spells. Oh wow, they did a decent amount of damage.
I will squeeze as much as I can into these rooms. I don't care if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of travelers that just needed a place to stay in. Why those
Who
capsule
died?
hotels are so popular.
Artie, you okay with a couple others joining?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Come on in, Guru and Kuroi.
It'd be nice if I can find a spell that cook the meat for me. You know what? The first one I should get is Silk Touch. Let me find that Silk Touch. Am I spelling it wrong? No? There's no way they don't have Silk Touch. Let me see. Wow, I guess so. Silk touches exist outside of this spell. You just have to make a book out of it. Yeah, interesting.
The exterior window only being in the bathroom still counts. Cool.
Goodwin Chamber, Courage Source Gems. Just 2 pieces of gold.
Alright. Call in the cavalry here. Let's get this floor done and operational real fast. Considering our next critic arrives in 1 day. We gotta get this up and running. Oh crap, I got carried away. I was gonna switch a half hour ago. Hee.
Oh, switching games?
Oh yeah, I do that throughout the evening. Multiple times.
I see. I thought it's more like if it's like if you were not enjoying the game, then you would switch. When you're enjoying it, you would just keep going.
I am, you know, my ADHD has me kind of like, I just feel like switching over to something else now.
Yeah.
Hi, Kuroy.
Crafter. Hello.
No.
And yes, Planet Crafter was
Hello.
what I was planning next.
Yay! Karu is coming. Oh, there he is. Karu!
There we go. Ah. Hey, Furry. You enjoy your day off today? Hello, Zim. Good to see you.
Hello.
I do not feel safe answering that question, Garu.
What? You enjoy your day? You don't feel like you did?
Hey, Artie, you do have priority on voice, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, streamers have priority on voice.
Sorry.
I just saw he muted himself.
I just didn't want to cut the conversations. I was reading something else.
Ah, fair.
That's cool.
If you need us to shush, just say so, we shush.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember that. I'm just looking at this. That it doesn't tell me what component I need for what is this little ritual that I'm trying to do.
Oh, you're both streaming shared. Nice.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty new thing for me, streaming a different game but in the same voice, in the same VC.
Meanwhile, for me, this is just, you know, basically every day.
This is a Monday for Zim. You got me to play Minecraft again.
It's a pretty good mod pack. I just need to get used to it having not much of a directions. Because the last mod pack that I played, it has a very clear progressions.
Which pack you playing?
The previous one was Engine Magic 2 Expert, and it's E2E. It's a 1.12 mod pack
Joke.
that
In
have
this video, I'm
modified
gonna show you
recipes
what
and
sounds
progressions
by the disabled can make.
that make it particularly hard to get a lot of items. And you have to play one mod first in order to craft other mods items.
In this video, I'm gonna show you what sounds
classic
by
hard
the
mode.
disabled can make.
Did you ever do SevTech Ages?
Self-tech. I think I touched it a little bit back then when it came out.
One was super grindy.
I think the longest one I ever had on Sevtech Ages was like a save that we played pretty much every day for like 6 months, and we got up to like the 4th age.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
That's a
oh
lot.
gosh, this game is huge. This mod pack is too big.
This little guy is so slow. Oh, I guess there's no avoid, and I do need to go mine for something. I wish to not do that, but
That's a pretty place to build.
yeah, it was like 2,000 blocks away from the spawn. That's why I kind of have to cast in every portals, so I don't have diamond yet. I can break,
Yeah.
sit in,
Bucket
so I
building.
can move the stuff across. I built an entrance.
And then you got a nice little house inside of a stalactite.
Oh yeah, I just dug this place out so I can put my bees in and they don't run away.
You got like an airlock. Nice.
They added a pretty neat dimension, so to make the progress a lot
Oh.
easier.
You get squished into the beehive, right?
Yeah, you throw an ender pearl and you go into the beehive.
I didn't know it was an ender pearl. When I had to do it, I had to like stand on a piston and then it just pushed me in, and that worked.
Oh.
Ah,
That's
we
why you
didn't
call it
get the
squishing.
we didn't get the 4-star review.
They have invisible ink they can spray you with.
I spy Airs Nouveau.
Hey, Kieran.
But yeah, Sim, I'm glad you've gotten better at your Tetris Hotel.
How you doing, Connor? Okay, this thing, unless I find a way to obtain more higher mana regen, I would not be able to mine with this one.
It's the armor that you I don't know. Depends on the pack.
Hello, Pakesh.
Hello, Pikash.
Opa cash.
We are building a lot of stuff. I'm playing this mod pack really slowly compared to the previous one. Build this little bee sanctuary for now. There would be some way to have higher mana regen. That would be great.
Well, my housemate's birthday present just arrived, so yay. Now I don't have to worry about it coming on at work. Or asleep.
Hey, equipment in that. There has to be a way to get more mana regen.
For the Airs Nouveau.
Ah, there you go.
I think you get it from gear,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
looks
the
like it.
robes and stuff.
Yeah. There might be a bauble too, depending on if there's certain bauble integrations.
Let's see how expensive to make them.
Lots of mana and gold.
And some crystal apparently, the source gem, which I cannot get right now, but I'm trying to.
Oh, this pack has a different way to get source gem.
How do you get source gem in this pack?
Seems to be from an incubate chamber of some sort.
Oh, imbuement chamber. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the same. It's the same way.
Oh, okay.
That's how you get it. It's
Yeah. He's up to it now.
yeah.
Looks like you got some lot more knowledge than me. I always played like older mod pack, and I finally decided to not be a boomer and learn some new stuff.
Airs Nouveau is one of my favorite new mods because like a lot of my favorite Magic mods got taken away in later editions. So.
Yeah. I still miss Thaumcraft. I have said that like 5 times tonight, and I will continue to say it.
It is a very fun mod.
I miss Astral Sorcery.
Oh right, yeah. That actually were the mod that I played quite a lot. Oh, I was forced to play it because that was the progression. It was needed to need a tier 5 altar to create tier 5 magical agriculture seeds.
Astral Sorcery got really fun when you actually like delve deep into it, but it's a bit what when you first start looking at it.
I don't think I
Archie
never
posted-
managed to figure that one out.
Which one? Astral Sorcery?
Astral Sorcery.
Yeah.
You can get some really fun, overpowered stuff from it, but it does take a lot of effort to set it up. But it kind of makes you feel like you've earned it when you get it.
And there's Botania.
Botania, I don't know. Does Botania count as a magic mod? It's really a tech mod
So-
that just looks like magic.
The developer themselves of the mod,
Jokes about it too.
oh, they are very insistent that it is a tech mod, not a magic mod. Even though everybody calls it a magic mod.
It definitely looks like a magic mod, but like the sheer fact is mana is RF.
It's really slow though.
Depends what you use to generate it. Like you can actually generate like a lot of mana really quickly, especially when you start getting like the gluttony flowers going, and then you just like drop a cakes on top of them.
So if you have a way to fill those jars, then they'll charge your crystal quicker.
Oh
Yeah. You
You
have
have
to
to
fill
dump something in
So
there.
they kind of work like the Thaumcraft jars in a way, but they automatically just push and pull, so you don't have to worry about them.
Oh, there is a linking tool, but generally if you place them down, they'll auto-link how you want them to. But there is a linking tool.
Oh,
Still get the
okay.
gems for free. Just they're slower.
This feels a little bit like the blood
Hey,
magic.
Pikash. I'm doing well. How are you? Also, hooray! I got to the 5 stars! Woo!
Your bar wasn't great, but everything else is perfect.
Also, the source berries are definitely worth farming if you want to go to Airs Nouveau. Honestly, Airs Nouveau is... Have you ever played a game like Magicraft or Noita?
I have not.
Basically, it's a craft your own spells thing, and you can make some really fun stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a customizable spell system. If you remember Ars Magica, the old version of Ars Nouveau from the older packs, you could like program your own spells.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
To a spell book, and you could give yourself like custom spell icons, and they were basically just how you aligned the spell, and it would do whatever you
Yeah.
You look a little tired.
No, every time I play mod pack, I always start with rushing on this like industrial stuff. I want to try if I could like be able to start just using magic. It's gonna
Fair.
take me a while to
Alright.
figure it out though.
Give me a moment. I'm gonna do an outro for this recording.
Okay.
So, thank you everybody for joining us so far on the stream today. That was Hotel Architect. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, grabbing packs of cards to stream loots, going and checking out Ardwolf Essex, who came and joined me tonight. He is very adorable, and you can give him a little zap every now and then with some biddies. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye.
Bye bye. Grr.
Bye.